I've made a comic book called The Pineapple, along with a space called the Pineapple Reading Area, and also a installation piece which is called The Empty Car Part 2. And really the idea behind the space is to have people sit down and read the comic, and they'll be sitting on, I've designed plastic buckets. This goes into a story about when I was a kid. I asked my mum to buy me a bucket because I really liked Oor Willie, and I obviously wanted to be like Oor Willie, and she bought me a plastic bucket instead of a metal pail, so hence the plastic buckets. Really, I keep saying this comic book osmosis thing happened, I think, with Oor Willie and the Bruins. It's kind of work that I always remember being around, but it almost, it's part of the scenery, or it's part of something that you're given at Christmas, and I think that was really my first relation to it. My only other relation, I suppose, was when myself and my brother started reading comics, and we both wanted to get a weekly comic, and he chose the Beano, so I chose the Dandy. It was kind of that sort of thing. But aside from that, it is a lot of, I guess, more childhood memories, and again this kind of experience of something which must have affected me in some way, but I've never really articulated that in a comic book influence.
My work is inspired by my previous work about family pictures and the comic The Brooms. I did the mural which represent my childhood living room, and people can do their family picture in front of the mural. But with family, I mean also the people working together, or a community group, or a student. So to create their families, so like a big family of Dundee. And in the weekend from 25th of November to the 27th of November, they did the family picture, and I choose 25 pictures of them to paint it and be a part of the exhibition. When I came to Dundee, the first time I tried to read The Bruins and Oor Willie, but I felt really hard because for the really strict Scottish language. And when I went to the DCA Thomson archive, I was amused about the story behind the comics and the memories from the comics. So, like a really big family doing the comics about family, so the Bruins. So yeah, I thought would be nice to do some family picture or memories of Dundee as well.
I've made 2 original paintings for this show, and they were inspired by the DCA Thomson archive. They're very, very loosely inspired by the numbskulls, and the idea, well, one of them specifically, Dream Baby Dream, is the idea of these little peanut people operating your consciousness. Maybe someone that's going nuts. I hope they laugh, I hope they smile, I hope maybe they see a little bit of themselves in it. Yeah, it's not, I don't know, like sometimes folks say my work's really scary. I'm not intending to assault, like just trying to like be quite genuine about, everything that's out there and what's within as well. So I just hope, it's a little bit of an eye high, and if they get that much, then sweet. If they hate it, it's cool, I don't mind.
So in the big space, I've got a series of drawings that have come out of me trying to actually make a comic book myself, which I'm still working on because it's really hard, it turns out. It's not just like, I guess inevitably people have like preconceptions about everything, but with comic books you just like read it, and that's part of like the amazing immediate nature of it. But at the same time, there's so much work goes into like every panel, let alone like a whole strip. So that, yeah, my drawings in the main room are me sort of starting to kind of like work out how to do a comic book myself. There's a reason that like a lot of backgrounds are like, you know, there's just like 100 million small details that you only really get to learn if you start practicing it. So now I've started practicing it. I want to keep doing it, but I'm working out some shortcuts.
I was a teenager. I found Dennis's pin badges in Japanese punk shop. I bought Dennis's pin badge. Yes, and many punk people loves Dennis. Yes, because I like Dennis and yeah. I ordered my work is paint like hand painting on paper like a Japanese style. Yes, Japanese and new style. I mix my style. I want to make surprise for dandy customers and friends and DCA staffs because I painted like a big my character Hanauta. Hanauta is so big. This guy. I painted Saturday and Sunday. My message is not negative. My character is positive. I think being Dennis and Vino too. I think same feeling because if you read Vino cartoon, Vino comics, same. I want to feel same feelings my artworks.
So the work I've made, first of all, I filmed a commando artist called Ian Kennedy. I asked him to do a sort of short tutorial about how to draw and paint explosions. So I filmed him in his studio and he did a little demonstration for me. So the video of that is the first work of mine that you would see in the space. And then there are also 16 drawings that I've done myself in 2 groups of 8. And I used various original commando panels as the inspiration for these works. And they're in 2 groups. One's heads, and they are the text that goes with the heads is from an interview with a First World War soldier called Stefan Westman in the 1960s, and he's describing how it felt to kill a French soldier. And so the heads of the commando panels are taking his words and describing his actions. The other group of 8 drawings are all of, again, from commando, and are all of explosions. And the text that goes alongside them is from the Army's website, and the text is about how what PTSD is and how the Army helps to try and prevent and support people with it. I mean, what drove me was trying to flip the potential meaning of the drawings that originally appeared in Commando. So they're normally, they're quite heroic, and they're quite generic ideas of combat and fighting. And I wanted to flip them a little bit and have some expressions of reality and maybe slightly less romantic ideas about combat and military life. And so I just wanted to be able to use what had already existed in a new way.